This video is about review for two-sample t-test. In IB Math AI SL level, it's always unpaired and pooled. Pooled means we assume two groups have the same standard deviation. Two-sample t-test is to check whether two population means are equal. Therefore, for null hypothesis HO, we always use mu1 equals mu2. The two population means are equal. Alternative hypothesis H1. Most likely, we use mu1 not equal to mu2. But sometimes we use mu1 greater than mu2 or mu1 less than mu2 based on the context. How to put the data into graphing calculator? Since we have two sets of data, we use L1, L2. So put your data into L1 and L2. Degree of freedom. We know for one set of data, the degree of freedom is the size of a sample minus 1. Since we have two sets of data, therefore, the degree of freedom equals n minus 2. This n means the total size of the data. N equals N1 plus N2. N1 and N2 are the size of the two sets of data. For significance level alpha, p-value less than alpha, then reject HO. We use this to memorize this rule. P-value less than significance level, then reject HO. When you put your data into graphing calculator, make sure it's pooled, because we always assume the population standard deviation are equal to each other. This is the alternative hypothesis, mu1 not equal to mu2. Then you get a p-value. Conclusion. If p-value less than alpha, sufficient evidence to reject HO. From the context, you can write down H1, since you rejected HO. If p-value greater than alpha, insufficient evidence to reject HO. Then from the context, you write down HO. Let's go to question 6. The first two paragraphs are talking about how to conduct this survey. They got the data for talking on mobile phone and talking to passenger at 10% level of significance. A t-test was used to compare the mean reaction times of the two groups. This shows two-sample t-test. When you see significance level, 10% means 0.1. If p-value less than significance level, reject HO. So we want to conduct this two-sample t-test to check whether the mean reaction times of the two groups are equal. Each data set is assumed to be normally distributed, and population variance are assumed to be same. This means you will use a pooled two-sample t-test. Let mu1 and mu2 be the population means for the two groups. State the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Null hypothesis HO, mu1 equals mu2. Alternative hypothesis H1, mu1 is not equal to mu2. So we assume this is mu1, this is mu2. Calculate the p-value for this test. We will put two sets of data into L1 and L2. Go to Stat, Edit, put the two sets of data in L1 and L2 separately. After you put two sets of data in L1, L2 separately, go to Stat, Tests, find the two sample t-test, enter, data L1, L2, 1, 1. This one you got to use alternative hypothesis. Mu1 is not equal to mu2. For polled, we will use yes. Remember, the default for polled is no, but for AISL level, we always assume two population standard deviation are equal. Then enter. You will get p-value. P-value equals 0.0778. Let's go to C. State the conclusion of the test. Justify your answer. We will use inequality between p-value and significance level alpha to justify the answer. PLS means when p-value less than significance level, we reject HO. P-value equals 0.0778. We know alpha equals 0.1. 0.0778 less than 0.1. So sufficient evidence to reject HO. D. State what your conclusion means in context. Since we already rejected HO, we will write down H1. The mean reaction times of the two groups are not equal.